What gear do I pack for my trip to Crete? Let's have a look. As I mentioned in my previous video, I'm actually about to leave for Greece, Crete more specifically, in just over 24 hours. And I want to share all the gear that I'll be taking along on this 10-day trip to make content with. But I need to add a bit of a note. Because for this specific trip, I'm going to take along quite a few extra pieces of gear. And that is because I want to record some content for this channel, but also for some of my other channels. On top of that, I have some stuff I want to toy around with just to test out. Yeah, so I'm not really going for the lean camera bag in this instance. But at the end of this video, I'm going to share my core kit. Basically anything that I would take along if I just was traveling. If I was just going to do travel vlogging and that was it. But let's dig in, shall we? First off, there's the cameras. I'm going to be dragging around 4 cameras in the next 10 days. Well, actually it's 3 cameras in the drone. That drone carries itself. Handy. The main camera, the one that I'll be using for 90% of the time, especially when it comes to recording my vlogs, is this little DJI Pocket 3. I actually got the battery handle to fit on there, which gives me a little extra juice and makes it a little better for my big hands. But that will carry me through the day. And I also bring this set of ND filters for the Pocket 3. In case you're not familiar with ND filters, those are basically like sunglasses for your camera, which is definitely going to impact the quality of your image, and they're not that expensive. Now, I'm going to need that in Crete. It's really sunny out there, I hope. So I'm going to go for the ND64. That sounds like the Nintendo 64. Anyways, I've had this Pocket 3 since last summer, and I'm extremely happy with it. The quality of the footage is nowhere near the quality I would get with my mirrorless cameras. Nor does it give me the level of control when I'm shooting. But the gimbal, look at that. Super handy, especially for a big and clumsy man like myself. And the fact that it is so small is also a big plus. I don't stand out as much when I'm carrying this than I do when I'm carrying one of my bigger cameras. But yeah, this one is perfect for run and gun vlogging. It has been a blessing. Really easy to pick up. It helps me to vlog more because it's so little of a hassle. And I'm going to make a few videos on these types of cameras because I think they're a nice step up from your phone. Now, I wouldn't call these cheap per se. They will go into a few $100. And while the footage might not be as good, I think price quality wise, this is a good deal. Now, recently DJI released the Pocket 4, but for me personally, it was not enough of an upgrade to warrant a switch, to warrant the extra expense. However, next month they're going to release the Pocket 4P or Pocket 4 Pro, and yeah, I might need to get that one. It comes with 2 lenses, which allows you to zoom, which is definitely my biggest gripe with the Pocket 3. You can't zoom. There's a digital zoom, but it's... But more about that in a future video. The biggest camera that is going to be in my suitcase is this Sony ZV-E1, my vlogging mirrorless camera. And this is definitely overkill. If I was just traveling, just vlogging, just going for a trip to Crete and wanted to kind of tell the story of all my shenanigans, this would be slightly over the top. But the reason I'm bringing it is, for one, the darker night shots. The Pocket 3 doesn't handle that as well. I also want to add more cinematic B-roll to my vlog videos. That's a personal choice. I mean, since I have it, I'm bringing it with me. Might as well use it. And on top of that, I know I'm going to be shooting footage for my other channels, which is going to happen inside in my hotel room. So at that point, I'm going to need this one. Now, I don't want to sound like I regret that I have to bring it because I love this camera. It overheats a little bit, and that is going to be an issue on Crete, but we'll see. I'll manage. Now, that is just my body. When it comes to lenses, I'm only bringing one lens. One lens to rule them all. It is my Sony 20mm 1.8 G lens. I love this lens. It is an expensive lens. Again, it's overkill. And ironically, I can't zoom with this one either. But when it comes to B-roll and all of the inside footage I want to make, I don't need to zoom. I can just move back and forth with my camera. So that is not an issue. And I love the fact that it is quite compact and that the footage you take with this looks amazing. Great lens. Now, on top of the Sony lens, I'm also bringing this Cardioid lens. As I said, I'm going to do some experimenting. And this is a tilt lens. Look at that. I just broke it. So this lens gives you a very peculiar and specific footage that I want to try and capture. And I think Crete and Greece is going to be the best place to do it. It's not as easy to kind of get use out of it here in Belgium because this country is as flat as a pancake. You need a bit of a height, altitude to kind of make it work really well. But yeah, this is just for testing purposes that I'm dragging this along, and I'm looking forward to trying it. if I can make it work, because I don't think it's as simple as just popping it on, but we'll see. We'll find out together. As I said, I'm going to have 4 cameras, well, 1 camera and a drone. The third camera I'm bringing is my DJI Osmo Action 4. I used to use this as a vlogging camera before I got my Pocket 3 because it has really good stabilization, but now I only use it for the underwater shots. I use it as a camera when I go swimming, swim the fishes and whatnot, so it's still an important part of my kit. Love those underwater shots. So yeah, this is coming with me. And like I said, the last one is a drone. Again, a DJI product, the DJI Mic Mini 3 Pro. That's a mouthful. The fun thing about this drone is that it is super light, so light actually that I don't need a permit to fly it, at least not in most places. I've had this for a few years now, and I'm thinking about one day upgrading it because they keep releasing new ones and the picture is definitely a lot better now, but for now, this will do. This will do fine. So that is all of the cameras settled. We got picture, but now we need sound. The audio equipment. And to that aspect, it's really simple. Most of the time, I'll be using this. Again, DJI. Jesus. I spent a lot of money on that company. This is the DJI Mic Mini 2. It was released pretty recent. And the thing I like about these DJI mics is that they sound really great. They connect to my Pocket 3 wirelessly, effortlessly. And I like the minis because they're so small. They really don't stand out. And with these, you can kind of switch out the covers. But yeah, I'm keeping it to plain black. Look at that. If you just have it somewhere stuck to your chest, apart from the DJI logo, of course, there's not much you can see. Now, one thing I like about this specific version of the DJI mic is the fact that everything, including the little wind muffs and the cable, all fit in this one box that charges the whole thing. You need to charge the case once in a while, but other than that, the transmitters and the receivers will charge by themselves. And that's all you need, this little box. No other cables, nothing. Love that. Now for the Sony camera, I use a different one. I use the Sony ECMB1. It's a little shotgun mic. I keep the dead cat on there because, you know, wind and whatnot. It allows you to set the volume right on the microphone. You have noise cancelling. There's a whole automatic mode. So quite handy. And the sound is really good. You also have different pickup patterns that you can use. But the one thing I kind of like best about this is the fact that it has the Sony Smart Show. So I basically pop it right in, tighten it, and that's it. You don't need any cable, anything, no batteries. That's it. I tend to forget cables, disconnect cables by accident, forget to charge stuff. No issue at all with this microphone. So definitely something I want to bring. One of the most important things in any video recording is light. I mean, when you don't have daylight out, you need to kind of help out a little bit. And to do that, I usually bring this. It's a little LED panel by Elgato. I use a lot of their stuff for my streams, and it is quite bright. You can definitely light the whole room with this thing. This is not even the brightest setting. You can set the temperature of the color. Maybe you want really like a techie white, or you want something closer to the sun, more yellowish, all possible. Great stuff. The thing is, I find it to be very harsh. It's a small panel that boosts a lot. So you get very sharp contrast, you get a lot of sharp shadows, which I don't always like. But I found a solution, a genius solution. I wish I had known about this before, but it is an inflatable light. Let me show you. So you open it up. This one comes with a little, I don't know, a hand pump. Doesn't take too long to inflate it. Yeah, no, that's not much of a fan, and it smells kind of funny. But anyways, close it up, and then you have a little panel here right at the back. You have to hold it for 3 seconds, and bam, there we go. This is at 2700K, so pretty low. You basically have a bit of sunlight. This is 4.7K. Now, the thing is, this lamp currently is at 5%, and you get a whole different vibe. There's a bigger light source that has a bit of a diffuser in front of it because of the, well, the balloon that it's in. You can attach it, you can hang it. There's actually some hooks and whatnot that come with it to help you kind of position it right. I love this. You can just use it to light yourself without the harsh shadows and whatnot. Big fan. I'm going to use this for the first time. I'm actually taking it along to test it. Now, I'm going to make a separate video on all this because it has quite a lot of features that I'm going to show you guys. But for now, I just wanted to tell you that I'm taking it with me. But the best thing is, of course, you deflate it carefully though. You don't want to break it. You fold it, put it back in the bag, and it takes in no space at all. Leaves more room for souvenirs for my girlfriend. Yeah, I think she heard that. It's all good. And then the final part of my my gear haul, let's call it, is all of the stands and whatnot. Since I'll be recording some talking head videos for the Omnic Post and whatnot, I'm bringing my tripod. It's a really light tripod. It's sturdy. It's made by Benro. Love this. Comes in handy every single time. But when it comes to vlogging, back in the day when I only used my mirrorless camera to vlog, I had this, my precious Mantis Pod. They're made by PGI Tech and they are genius. So it's basically a tripod that you can set in all kinds of different angles. It allows you to get your quick release plate in there. You can even mount something on the light or whatnot, monitor, whatever you want. What I like best about it is that it has a little hook to it that kind of flips in and out. And that allows you to hang it from places. You can hang your camera, so you don't necessarily need a big tripod. If you find a little wall, you find a hook, something, a fence, you can hang your tripod, put the camera on there, and it's going to be stable. On top of that, there's a little extra thingamajig that allows you to put your phone in case you want to film with your phone. Now, if you don't want to use it as a tripod, it becomes a handle. So yeah, I'm bringing this with me. On top of a smaller tripod to put lights on and whatnot, there's always like an instance, you maybe want to attach a microphone, you want to put something on there. Never hurts to have a small extra tripod. And the last stand I bring is this floater for my action cam. I mean, I'm clumsy, like I said, I don't want to lose it, so this keeps it safe. It will float around like that, and you just see this yellow thing sticking out, allowing you to find it back really fast. Yeah, I've destroyed enough gear already. It's fine. This is good stuff. Saves me a lot of money. And all of that fits in my Peak Design bag with the Deemzies logo on there. Beautiful. Yeah, I can fit everything in there, except maybe for the lamps. I don't tend to bring those when I'm out on the road. Those are more for my hotel room. What I do throw in there, however, are the ND filters for the Sony camera. I have this variable one that I've had for such a long time, but I'm also going to bring my set of singular ND filters from Gobe. And there's actually two reasons. First of all, the variable ND filter that I have, and I've tested a few others, they tend to vignette if you push them a little too far. And I try to be very careful to not do that, but you know, on the running gun, sometimes by moving, you'll hit something and it will be out of whack. And then you notice afterwards that there's a lot of vignetting going on. Sucks. You don't have that issue with the singular ND filters. On top of that, I can combine these. Like I said, the sun gets really bright in Crete. I sometimes just need to stack a few of them on top of each other to get the right amount. So I'm bringing these with me. The final filter I bring, and I don't use filters quite a lot, but this definitely has been part of my kit for a long time, is the black mist filter. This kind of removes some of that, I don't know, digital feel to your footage. It will make it feel a little more natural, add a little more contrast, makes the sky pop a little better. Definitely good for sunny circumstances. I don't know, I kind of like this one, so I tend to put it on the camera at all times. But that would be everything, except of course from SD cards, my batteries, the chargers for the batteries. There's my laptop and my SD drives. They're always a pain in the rear end, but you need them. Then I think it is safe to state that about half of my suitcase is going to be gear. However, as I said at the start, these are special circumstances. If I was just going to Crete to vacation and make a vlog, that's about it, I would leave 80% of this behind. And all I would bring is my pocket tray with the ND filters and my Mic Mini. That's it. Maybe I would bring the action cam too for the underwater footage, but I think that is just a matter of what you're planning to do. I'm going to an island. Come on. Swimming needs to happen. Or in my case, I don't know, floating around. That's it. I don't do much other than floating around. But you don't need the bigger cameras. You don't need the stands. You don't need the filters. You just need your imagination, your creativity. Some gear that you can fit in your back pocket. That's it. Super mobile, super performant, and more than good enough for a YouTube vlog. Trust me. To be fair, this setup could last you for many, many years. In some cases, I've seen people just run with this for their whole careers. Unless you're like me. And you like those upgrades. Yeah, I might have a problem. Anyways, I think it's about time I also add some clothes to my suitcase. Let's do that. Bye.